John Daniel was born on the 5th of April 1948 to Dr. J. Daniel and Mrs. Elizabeth Daniel. He was the firstborn and also the first grandchild to both sides of the family. He is lovingly called Nebu by all and rightfully known as my Appa. Appa speaks very fondly of his childhood, and there was a good 5-year gap before the rest of his siblings came along. Appa was sent away to boarding school to ensure that he was not disturbed and never really got an opportunity to get close enough to his siblings. Being the firstborn, Appa was given a lot of responsibility to look after his brothers and sister. He faced many challenges along the way. However, with a can-do attitude, my selfless Appa has faced these trials with grace and dignity, ensuring and most importantly wishing the best for all of them. Today, his parents who are no longer with us would be so proud of their son. One of the most important lessons Appa has taught us is to be empathetic and understanding. There is always more than what meets the eye. Each of us have a role on this earth which is ever changing, and we have to do what is right in the eyes of our Lord, for He is listening and watching. It doesn't matter what the world thinks or whoever misconstrues your actions. As long as you have done your bit with a clean mind and heart, the rewards will follow. And so it did. Appa grew up to be a strong, confident young man and voiced his interest in pursuing engineering to his very dominant and strict father, who was keen to see Appa as a doctor, just like him. However, Appa knew what he wanted and persevered till he was heard. Appa soon became an engineer and started work in Madras. As a prospective bachelor, his loving family began the hunt for the ideal girl. They found her in a mental asylum called Nimhans in Bangalore. Fortunately for Appa, she was a psychologist and not a patient, and soon became Appa's better half, also known as my Amma. Appa and Amma started life in the hardest of circumstances as my Appa wanted to make it on his own. He could have relied on his family for support. However, Appa felt it would be right to do it on his own. Having discussed it with his father, a very hesitant approval came through. Equipped with hardly a few dollars in hand, he went to Kuwait. Confident in his skin, he took off to a land far away from everything he had known. Another valuable lesson Appa has taught us: trust in our Lord and always know He will only give you what you can handle. Appa soon started work, searched for a place to call home, and brought Amma to Kuwait to be with him. Appa worked very hard, and from counting pennies, he made it to being the general manager of the same firm. Appa's keen interest to travel saw Appa and Amma exploring new countries whenever they could. A growing concern for them was not having children. However, another important lesson Appa has taught us is be patient. It will all happen in His time. So right he was. Soon came Lichu, and in lightning speed, I came along too. Our little family was now complete. We came back to India for a short time, some of it being due to parental pressure. We had the best time of our lives, getting closer to our grandparents and getting to know immediate and extended family, renewing existing friendships and making new, everlasting friendships. He taught us that friends can also become your family. After the Gulf War, Appa was called back to Kuwait, and as God had planned it, it was just in the nick of time. Our family of 4 grew closer to each other than ever before because all we had was each other in a place where everything was so different. Appa and Amma tried their best to keep us as comfortable and took us to many places across the world. Appa also taught us that it is very important to laugh at ourselves too, and we are not meant to be perfect human beings. After a few good years of just us, we started growing. Dr. George Jacob joined in 2006. And Dr. Joseph Chikola joined in 2009. A few years later, we had Yaku. We lost our little Isha in between. Even then, Appa's presence brought a lot of comfort. His motto of being patient and in his time worked like a charm. And before we knew it, Aisha came along. Appa has also taught us to enjoy everything in moderation. As you all know, my Appa leads by example. Whether it's a drink or a holiday or exercise, he does everything in moderation. Appa's hard work, perseverance and impeccable patience has been evident in every phase of his life, from being an ideal child, to being a loving son, to being a wonderful brother, husband, brother-in-law, friend, and most importantly, a father, and now a grandfather.
Happy birthday, Appa! Have a wonderful birthday. We miss you and love you. Mwah!
Happy 70th birthday, Appa! We wish we were there to celebrate your big day with you. But I guess you're surrounded by all the people who love and respect you today. And we're waiting to continue your celebrations here in Australia in the next few days. Love you lots and lots, Appa. And happy birthday again. Cheers from all of us. Nama?
Happy birthday, Appa. May God bless.
Cheers.